and Terence Crawford did an interview. I forget the guy's name, but his name was Travis something. He did an interview with him, and basically said that not basically, he said that basically the winner don't get to pick. Basically, he said the winner don't get to pick the weight for the rematch versus Errol and Terence Crawford. So that seemed to kind of be a lie. What he basically said that the paperwork say, the contract say, is that either one of the fighters would have to submit a letter saying they couldn't make 147 pounds. So I'm not sure how long ago this was he shot this interview, because it was a former opponent that he fought. The guy said he had a really good amateur record too. And, so at this point, as far as they shot this interview, he said Errol Spence has not submitted the letter saying that he wants the rematch to be at 154 pounds. See, everything that they saying with Errol Spence is just speculation. He hasn't said anything, and I haven't heard Derek James say anything. I haven't heard nothing from behind the scenes. But check out the Boxing News playlist. Check out the Welterweight Boxing Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I haven't heard anything. Nobody's heard nothing. If you using Blue Blood as a respectable source, come on, you better off not using nobody at all. So at the end of the day, you would say, well, maybe Errol Spence ain't put the paperwork in. I keep hearing Tom say, well, it's rumor that Errol didn't put the rematch clause in time. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That is hogwash. Because if that's the case, Steven So Cold Nelson, Bud Boy, said that they hoping he don't take the rematch regardless. So if that's the case, if he was 1 minute late doing that rematch, then Bud would just walk away doing a rematch clause. That's not true. So people go around saying, "Oh man, I heard he didn't know." Just because they didn't publicly release that information doesn't mean he didn't put the rematch in clause, or he didn't elect to use his clause in time. It ain't gonna be like, well, I said I'm gonna do the rematch, you go to paperwork, and then they gonna do a press release. That take time. So in my opinion, if he didn't release it in time and Bud really didn't want to give him a rematch, he want to jump up 2 or 3 weight classes to fight Canelo, he would have done so. But on the flip side of that, it don't look like he gonna fight Canelo next anyway. So, Charlo not gonna fight him, in a respectable time manner after he get knocked out or lose to Canelo. So then he really don't have another respectable fight. It seemed like Bud been non-responsive to wanting to fight Tim Tszyu. Ain't really heard much about him wanting to fight Mendoza either if he beat Tim Tszyu. You ain't heard nothing about wanting to jump to 160 and win the belt. So he basically been non-committal on fighting Jerron Bruce Ennis. Versus Ortiz is not an option. Regis is not an option at this point. So Gervonta, he just talks shit. He ain't gonna never fight nobody for real. So really, Errol Spence is the best option for him. It really is. Especially if he ain't gonna jump up and fight Charlo or fight Canelo. So Errol Spence really is the best option for dog. That is really his best option. So for the most part, it seemed like Errol Spence is cool with the rematch being at 147 pounds. As we know it now, maybe he might submit some paperwork saying otherwise. And that could happen. That could happen in the New York Minute. But my guess is the reason they redo it at 47 is because it's financially more money on the line with it being for undisputed. That's my guess. I think the selling point of the rematch is fighting at 154 pounds. Oh, now I'm fresh. I'm not dehydrated. I'm 100% okay. I had a rib injury, whatever it was. That's the only way you can sell this fight is with the weight and with excuses. That's the only way you can sell it. That's the only way you can sell it. So Without the weight, without the additional weight, and without the excuses, how are you gonna sell it? Okay, I had an off night, so it don't sound like the winner get to pick the weight. Maybe they do. Maybe Errol Spence put in a petition, say, yo, I needed that 54. And it's probably significantly less guarantee for him fighting at 54 than 47. And if that's the case, then it's just a cash out then. It's 100% cash out. Because if you felt like he was dehydrated, you couldn't make the weight, and all you looking at is the dollar amount versus, being 100% comfortable and healthy going to the ring, it's the cash out. He don't think he can win. Even after the fight, he said that, he didn't promise he can win, and that's a tough time to promise anything to anybody that you can win or lose immediately after the fight. It's a very, very tough time because you didn't get a chance to watch, you didn't get a chance to reflect on what happened. But even after the fight, he said, if we do it again, it's definitely going to be a lot more closer. Didn't guarantee he's going to win. But that's just my observation of it. But that's what he said. So, I mean, then it was a picture of him like he was kind of out of shape already, and now you got to grind back down to 47. But what could work in his favor naturally is he just fought in end of July, damn near August. You turn back around, now you got a rhythm, now you in sync. Now your body get to go right back into another camp in a couple months. So maybe now you got the rust knocked off, and now maybe you didn't blow up so much in between fights. Bud said he up to 180. So, I mean, he damn near up there. He up 30 pounds. 33 pounds. So he got some cutting to do too this time. If he 180, imagine what Spence is. But, and what's so funny real quick was Jamil Charlo was talking about, y'all better not have me running, breathing hard as hell on all access like y'all had Errol Spence breathing hard as hell. I was cracking up when he said that. But it ain't nobody fault. It ain't nobody fault that Errol Spence wasn't ready. Errol Spence fought. And I understand it's hard to study when you ain't got homework or you ain't studying for no tests. But that's what make the difference. That's what make the difference. That makes a huge difference. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. When you got money, you got belts, you got status, you know what I'm saying? You got all that going for you. It's hard to stay focused. Especially when the teacher ain't giving you an assignments and you ain't gonna never have no tests. And then one day Al Heyman and him chose to fight Bud, or he chose to fight Bud and had a pop quiz. That motherfucker popped right up on that ass. He got embarrassed. You would think with something that you go in there, your life be on the line, that you would be prepared. You wouldn't be out here on no Big Daddy Kane half-stepping shit. You think these dudes would be prepared, but like I said before, here's what it is. I think by him accepting this fight at 47 to let you know it's all about them. If he accepts this fight at 47, I guarantee you it's a difference of a nice financial difference between the titles being on the line and the titles not being on the line at 54. And if he choosing the 47 because that's the most lucrative option, I'm just saying in my opinion, if that's what he's doing, that lets you know it's a cash out for sure. That lets you know it's a cash out. Straight up and down. So, if I ain't mad at you, do what you do to eat. Everybody got a price to cash out. And I say this all the time. A lot of people out here, selling out, people at work selling out their people for nothing, for a pizza, not even a pizza party. Nose up the owner and supervisor ass to move up where? Nowhere. When you do sucker shit, man, you reap what you sow. That shit go hand in hand with karma. I'm pretty sure you got good karma, you got bad karma. And people be living foul and doing foul shit and be like, God, why me? Why me? Remember when Robert killed Robert Freeman? He killed Stink Meaner. And they came back to get him. He like, God, why me? Why me? And Riley like, Granddad, you killed the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be really asking. Like, when I go through stuff, I'm like, yeah, I did some fucked up shit in the past. That's probably why I deserve it. All y'all, a lot of people, I won't say y'all in general, but we all did some messed up stuff. You know? Some of the stuff I did, I ain't proud of at all. You know? So when your karma come back, man, you can't be sitting here crying and pouting. Why it happened to me? Shit, you just gotta navigate through it. Somebody posted on Facebook. He said, God ain't testing you. You know, you just going through some ish. Yeah, I forget how the post exactly goes. He said, God ain't testing you, just going through some ish. But yeah, man, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Link tree, the first link in the description. Peace.